Okay. Okay, can we move on to the next agenda item then, please? This is Governance and Accountability Framework. New board, new organisation, so we need to have a Governance and Accountability Framework. Rachel put this paper together. It includes some work that was done during transition on the accountability structure of project management and delivery. And when I was looking through this, I noticed actually the Health Watch Newcastle board isn't actually on there. There's the chair, but there's no board, so that's an omission to start off with. But Rachel, can I just ask you to take us through this and what you would like us to put the recommendations on?
There's no slide for this. We're looking at the agenda.
There's no... I'll talk through it so everyone's aware what the paper includes. The first set of bullet points describes what's been done so far. So Health Watch Newcastle has been established as a not-for-profit limited company. We have set up a draft Health Watch Newcastle governance, leadership and management model, which is provided in Appendix 1. We've also gone through the process of having role descriptions for the chair and the Health Watch Newcastle board members, and the recruitment process has happened, and we've got our board members in place. The terms of reference has been drafted for the Health Watch Newcastle board and also the Programme Management Board, and we've got our policies and procedures subgroup as well that has a terms of reference. As you can see, we've been working through the draft strategy and business plan, and we've got a Health Watch Newcastle Code of Conduct, and we have started and have got most of the policies and procedures in place in terms of governance, including things like an expenses policy and the register of interest policy. So there have been some things done, but there still is more to do. We would like guidance from the board regarding the next steps for governance and accountability. The option could be producing a governance and accountability framework from the information that we've got so far, and it may be worthwhile to consider including information in the governance and accountability framework about performance management, so how the board's going to monitor the performance and quality of Health Watch Newcastle. Risk management, how the board will identify and mitigate any risks that they notice. Policy and strategy development, so obviously producing the policies and procedures and reviewing them, and the budget as well. And then financial and internal controls, which is how the board will ensure compliance with financial regulations and the agreed codes of governance. So it's recommended that the board basically discusses governance and accountability and how it wishes to take it forward. And we have in appendix a diagram of the accountability structure and the project management and delivery structure as well.
Just getting back to the policy and procedures subgroup chair, I've been on that with Jill leading it.
Which was chaired by Jill.
Yes, we've heard that we decided to conduct this because we have a number of documents to review. We decided to conduct it by email, and although it worked in as much as we were able to send documents out in relatively small batches and people were able to respond, we did feel that we lost something by not having a meeting. And that although we've made a number of recommendations for improvements, all of which were accepted and adopted, I suspect we could have done a better job of supporting the staff if we'd have just convened a meeting and sat around and shared our thoughts, and because we lost some of the synergy of each individually commenting on the papers. So we might want to think about that for the future. But there's a list here of the papers that we have reviewed, and they include the policy and procedure statement, the code of conduct, the register of interest, the volunteer policy, recruitment of ex-offenders policy, expenses, volunteer recruitment and selection procedure, volunteer problem solving and exit procedure. Some of these had additional documents, by the way. There were flowcharts and forms and bits and pieces. And in addition to that, there were other relevant documents that the group had a look at and again make recommendations on, and that was the board's terms of reference, the Programme Management Board's terms of reference, and the decision-making tool. So what we're asking the board to do today is to approve the policies and procedures subgroups of reference, to adopt the policies that we have already looked at and commented on, and agree that these should be reviewed at annual intervals or earlier if circumstances require it. The exception to that is the decision-making tool for external consultations. We felt that because that's a new thing and we're not quite sure how it's going to work, that we wanted to sort of get some experience of using it and then review that rather quicker. So we're suggesting the review of that one should be 6 months. And if the staff feel actually it's not helping, then we need to review it even faster than that. Because if it's not a useful tool, then it needs changing. And in discussing the terms of reference, you might want to bear in mind that at least 3 of us are suggesting that a meeting now and again would be useful.
So that really needs to be put into the
I think so, yes. I think we need to say, yeah, because we've got exchange via email, only need to discuss a policy with the group minders find it necessary. I think we now need to say that they will meet, yes, they will meet.
We'll meet on at least one occasion.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, can I just say thank you to Jill and Lisa and Tim and Di, who have put a huge amount of work into reviewing the policies and procedures, because it actually has made sure we get through it quite quickly. It's not every board member that's had to do it. So I just would like to say thank you to everybody else and staff team for getting them ready and ready for review. So,
can I just say also, congratulations. I thought they were very good, and particularly the code of practice. I mean, I think there may be a lot to Sally to thank for the CBS things, but I mean, I thought they were really good, and it was actually an easy job to do.
They're all very well written.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy to read, easy
I'm
to understand.
very short and succinct, so certainly the code of conduct was the best one I've read.
Some of them from respectful organisations, but we should also acknowledge the former link. It's quite clear
Yeah.
there's been a lot of time spent on doing best practice and policies, so it seems ridiculous to start that once again from nowhere.
But it was
They were good. Yeah, they were good.
so can the board accept the recommendations on the subgroup are adopted? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to say that there are a number of other policies that are currently being developed, and we will do another, this is partly to warn the other members, there's more coming. There will be another report to the board in January.
So can I just ask the existing members of the subgroup, are they happy to continue?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Okay, thank you very much.
Fix a date.
Yes, that's a good idea. Should we do that?
Fix a date for your meeting. Okay. No, we do appreciate the work, and also need to, as Sally says, acknowledge that we adopted a lot of policies and procedures that had already been developed and tested, so